A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. And in this channeling session, I would be talking about the Divine Masculine who is feeling really bad about his behavior towards the Divine Feminine because he is getting soul shocks from the karmic relationship that he entered into, hoping that it would be the best relationship of his life and he would be living on a bed of roses. So let's get started and let's understand the energy of this channeling. So now friends, what's happening over here is that the Divine Masculine is actually feeling really bad and very stupid because when he was with the Divine Feminine, he faced a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties. In this case, the Divine Masculine has also contacted the Divine Feminine after he got into the karmic situation, or even before that he was trying to contact her, but the Divine Feminine was not interested in him anymore. She really lost all her energy. She lost her cool, she lost her trust. It was like if she would continue talking to the Divine Masculine, she would probably kill herself, or she would naturally die because of some disease, or the dark night of the soul would be so difficult for her to survive. So she decided for the love of of the source in her, and I think source also protects the Divine Feminine. So the source created some situation or some reason which made the Divine Feminine forget about him or just let him go. She thought a lot about it. She suffered a lot in silence, and there were many arguments as well. And then she realized that this is not going to go anywhere until and unless she is the person who brings in the change in herself. She has also realized that definitely she has attracted all of this in her life because of the wounds, and the wounds match with the frequency of the man that she was with. And she's very hurt because she also thought that this is going to be the final relationship, or even during the runner-chaser dynamic, she was approached by many men who were not only attractive, but they were also very loving and kind and caring towards her. But she could not go ahead with them, even though she tried, but she could not. And she kept herself only for the Divine Masculine, who she considered her twin flame, or like a very important relationship, a relationship that mattered to her the most. So this particular Divine Feminine actually realized, with the help of the Divine Masters, angels, benevolent guides, extraterrestrials who were connected with her, who were helping her in this journey, she realized with the help of everyone's positive energy and grace that, this is not the way it can work out, because she needs to show her self-respect, and she needs him to do certain things and behave in certain manner. And if that's just being loyal, loving, truthful and honest, if just that is so big, and she also feels that the DM is only excited when there is some kind of a sexual talk or some kind of a exchange like that. So she's very fed up because there is no emotional support. And as I mentioned, that she found out that he had been involved with other women. He was the one approaching them. He was the one calling them, messaging them, contacting them, going to them, meeting them. For what? Just for one thing. So she felt like she is a supply for him. She is like some kind of an energy supply for him. And she needs to cut that supply out. And after she cut that supply fully, the Divine Masculine, or her twin flame, the male counterpart, was totally like, okay, now she has completely cut me off, because she used to cut him off in between also, which is how the runner-chaser dynamic works normally. She used to cut him off, then he would come back again, then cut him out, then come back again. In most cases, it was always him who used to abandon her. And then, she would pick all the pieces up together. And when she will come in the good energy, the good form, then he will come back again, and with all the apologies, and I am sorry, I will not do this again, and blah, blah, blah. So she felt, every time she felt he's going to change this time, he's not going to repeat any of these things. He would go back to his karmic patterns, he would go back to his addictions. So addictions always play a very big role in this journey. And she felt that maybe even I am addicted to this type of a relationship. She sensed a lot of narcissism in the relationship. She felt that she was like a supply, an energy supply. Every time his supply used to end elsewhere. Like for example, he would involve with a karmic, or he would get into some kind of a relationship. If as long as the relationship is working out, or as long as he's excited about someone else, he would treat her very badly. And when that would end, he would come back to her, apologize, and even tell her that yes, I was involved with someone else and she treated me so badly, I learned my lesson. So this kept happening. And she also let go so many potential partners who could have become really good husbands or lovers or boyfriends. So, all of this made her feel like, no, I cannot do this anymore to myself, and I need to find the reason behind it. I need to reach to my wounds. But before that, I need to stand up on my feet, because what is being, this energy that I'm relaying it has many facets, because of which the divine feminine broke down. And one of the key facets was money. Social status was one of the key facets, where the DM actually made her feel that she didn't have enough money, or she doesn't have enough money, so they cannot be together. And the karmic, whosoever the karmic he's choosing, he is going after someone who can be a provider. So he is not a good provider. And when a man is not a good provider, he is definitely not awakened. He is not in his full masculine energies. So if he is not a good provider, it means the root chakra is not in balance. Now, some of you might think that your divine masculine was a wealthy person, but then I would like to tell you that he could be wealthy due to his family. He could be wealthy because he's getting money from home, but he is definitely not making any effort to run the house on his own or to get her what she wants. And that is the reason why he may not be completely free. He may not be someone who can make his own decisions, because he's scared that if he will go ahead with her and if he will make that decision. So just the way divine feminine was a supply for sexual exchange, or just maybe she would be an attractive woman, a beautiful woman, or she would be funny, making him laugh, doing good things, and he would enjoy as much as it's still there. But once she will get emotional or demanding, or she's not in a good mood, she's not feeling well, or whatever, she asks him about commitment, she asks him about where are we headed, he would say something to her, he would just ghost, or he would just vanish for a few days and things like that. Same is the case when he is with the family who is providing him money. So even money is a form of energy. So when his root chakra is not open or balanced, he will not be able to sustain on his own. He would be like, he'll mature in age, but he will still be dependent on other people, his family, or he would try to look for businesses or jobs where he's constantly, enjoying, or, it is making him feel that, yeah, this is easy, there's no stress here, I can do this, I can manage, and this and that. There's nothing wrong in looking for something that you love, because when you love something, it automatically becomes easier. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to make any efforts. The DM here does not want to, or did not want to, make any efforts whatsoever. He wanted everything to come to him on a platter, very easy, no effort, nothing. Next, what happened was, to continue living this effortless life, or getting his supplies met, he decided to get married to a karmic. The divine feminine was actually happy this time, because he had done the runner chaser dynamic so many times. She literally lost count of all the women he was involved with. But this time she had an inkling, or she had an intuition, or she had a feeling that this is the one that he's chosen now is going to be with him for a long period of time, or basically he has to learn his lessons via the karmic. So she get this very strong situational intuition that the karmic is his match. She is like him, or she is also, associating with him, because definitely he is also meeting some kind of a supply. So both of them have a very similar energy at that point in time. Privileged people, narcissistic personality or borderline narcissistic personality. So like that. So she has already moved on. Basically, she had moved on when she found out that he's cheating on her, he's with somebody else, and this is not fair and things like that. It was obviously heartbreaking. It almost gave her a heart attack. It wasn't easy, but she made the choice, and she made a very firm, very strong, very solid choice that I do not wish to live my life like this anymore. I am not going to chase him, or even if I'm not chasing him, I'm not going to accept him when he comes back to me. And he does come back to her. It is very natural for him, when he's if the relationship is not working out with the karmic, or he's facing some issues, he immediately goes back to her, or he immediately calls her, contacts her, messages her. But the divine feminine has been extremely firm, in her decision. So she does not encourage his contacts this time, because he has done it in the past. He has done it many times in the past. She has outgrown from it. So after outgrowing from it, he is completely on his own. And this is exactly what and how universe works. And this is how universe teaches the divine masculine the real lesson. So he lives with the karmic, and he is now with the karmic. The story has progressed further, and whatever he had imagined the karmic to be, it is actually opposite of that, and he's putting in more effort. He is going through more hardships. He feels like he's a slave now, and as a, it's like you have signed a contract with the person, because when he got into this relationship, he was getting a lot of perks with it. And he saw the karmic was attractive, physically good looking. She was probably meeting all the criteria that he thought in his head. Maybe even the divine feminine did not have that type of a body or that type of looks. Now, this is not to say that the divine feminine is not beautiful or attractive. She is obviously a lot attractive. But, from the physical perspective, there are some people who like a certain type of skin. Some people like certain type of height. Some people like certain kind of looks. So from that perspective, he thought that, yeah, this is the one who fits my thoughts. And because he was also thinking that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with her, this karmic, not the DF, because the DF, she wants him to work hard, she wants him to improve on himself, she wants him to quit the addictions. Oh, this is getting too much, I thought it would be just fun and hanging out and making out and having sex and this and that and partying and, like only happy things, No, this is too much, I don't like all this expectation she's having from me that I should work hard, or I should become a better person, or I should be like this, or I should be like that, I should not consume drugs or alcohol so much, or whatever it is they have. Now, also let me tell you one thing, that this type of situation arises only after they had done an expectation setting, which means he actually showed her an image, or he was going through a phase of where he felt a change, like maybe he felt sick, or maybe he got out of a bad relationship, so he thought that I must work it out, I must become a better person, I should do this, do that. And exactly when he attracted the divine feminine, or the divine feminine was going through her awakening, the Kundalini rising, the awakening of the root chakra. She was going through that, and that's when she attracted him, and she had to attract him because she had to heal the root chakra, she had to heal the sacral chakra and the solar plexus, and all three lower chakras are connected with the twin flame journey. So she met him, he gave her many wounds, the relationship went on for a good number of long years for some people, and eventually she's like, no. Even she felt the same thing, no, this is not, he's not doing anything that he promised to me, or he's not doing anything that he portrayed to me. When I met him, or when we started dating, in some cases she probably knew him for a long time also. Maybe he was just a friend. So he had observed her really well. So because of that observation, he could camouflage really well, and he really wanted her. So he convinced her. He went out of his way, or all the way, at that point in time. That's it. That's the only time he goes out of the way. And then every time he runs away and he realizes his mistake after he gets a huge big kick on his ass, he comes back to her, and she would get convinced without putting any conditions, without, asking him to, prove his worth. just believing everything he would say, or whatever it is, she wanted to trust in him. So she could not trust in him anymore. Now the karmic is making him go through all those torturous events in her own style. So whatever mirage, he had, or whatever perception he had about the karmic, or about the marriage, or about the relationship, for those who didn't get married, or just got into live-in, or they got into some kind of legal contract, or they got into some business together, whatever he thought about her is just scary now. He's getting scared of the karmic, because the karmic is showing the same psychotic side, or the psycho that he was to him, and he is stuck. So guys and girls, if they have children, or if it's a legal contract or something that has happened, where not only he is stuck, but she has also sort of challenged him indirectly or directly, or when he was moving on from the divine feminine, he made very big claims to his family that now I have found the right girl, and the family also immediately approved. The approval that they were not giving to the DF, they gave immediately to the karmic, because of money, because of the money honey, because of the bling, because of whatever they were getting. All greedy people, when they are getting something. The karmics are very smart. Either they are taking from the masculine money or sexuality or something, or they are also in it for something, like maybe social status, maybe the commitment, like a good man loving me, always hovering around me, always doing this and that for me. So she sort of knows his weak areas, and she throws him those those pieces, that food or that morsel, and she kind of makes him feel like very secure. This feeling of security is then taken away after the marriage happens, or after the legal contractorship, if some kind of contract is there, and she has it in her hand, like a whip, that dude, you did this, come on, now you're my husband, come on, now you're my this, now you're my that, I'm going to ruin your life, I'm going to make a mess out of it, don't try to do this with me, don't try to do what you did with your ex, the one who was very troubled, or one who was, you said was mean to you, or blah blah blah. Now in this case, the karmic could even have had an interaction with the DF. This is after the interaction she had, or after the conversation about, whatever they talked about. The divine feminine was very relaxed. She was like, okay, this is, this is good. This is very good. And after she let him go, after she knew that yes, he is definitely totally involved with this person, she heaved a sigh. It may sound a bit unnatural for those of you who are in the runner-chaser dynamic, but when you actually literally step out of this dynamic, if you haven't yet, you would find it out. That it is a big relieving thing, it's a very relaxing thing. Once she lets him go, it's like a heavy burden has been taken off from her shoulders, from her back, and then next things would come up to her, where she has to work on herself, or she might get wounded again by other men, because as long as she doesn't fully heal, she might get wounded. That's okay, but now she's accepting it. She's not having any expectations from any of the men, and she's not even giving any commitment to anyone. She is very clear about this thing, that if someone wants to just have fun with me, then I will just have fun with them. If someone wants to treat me nicely, then it's, that's what I'm going to do. But if someone wants to treat me badly, then I'm not going to take it. Or if it doesn't work out, or if it doesn't match with my energy or my purpose in life, or whatever I'm thinking of doing, then I'm not going to involve myself emotionally in this. So this is a big emotional, the shift that she had from being oversensitive, extra sensitive, living in fantasy land, living in, accepting the candies or the lollipops he gave in the name of love, accepting that. Now she's not doing that. Now she's like, no, I'm not doing that. In fact, she doesn't even have time for that. Once she becomes a hustler, once she starts to hustle, then she becomes very independent, and she starts, enjoying a certain amount of freedom. On the other hand, on the other side, the DM who's stalking her, who's regretting all his mistakes, who's going crazy in this head, because he wants to have the easy way out. Whenever he tries to contact her or whenever he approaches her, she gives him a cold shoulder, or she ignores him, or she doesn't react the way she used to react. She's like, yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, okay, friendly talk, formal talk, let's cut it out. So he's like very confused, what to do, because now he's not getting the supply, and because of the marriage and because of this whole public announcement, very public commitment, he cannot even approach other girls so easily. So his energy has become, like a troublesome energy. He feels trapped, he feels stuck, and now he's actually realizing that, that all my dreams and all my thoughts about love haven't really turned out, and he's constantly in his head, he's thinking about all the things, because in anger the divine feminine may have cursed him, may have said something to him like, you'll understand what I'm going through once it happens to you, you'll also go through this, you will face your karma too, you will get everything here, while we are here. So okay, fine, you want to go away from me, you want to do this, now I will truly not chase you, now you will see how it feels, when I'm not chasing you. So he's remembering all of those things. At the same time, he's also remembering all the positive things, all the love, because he understands when something is coming from a place of love and when something is not. He realizes that the karmic is extremely selfish. She just doesn't care about him, but to get him hooked on, she was so nice to him, and now he's realizing that he also did the same to the DF. He also was the same. To get her attention, to get her hooked on, he was very nice, he was very this, very that, and after he got whatever he wanted, he just started treating her badly. So he is also being treated very badly. What is being shown is that he's being treated like a slave. He's apologizing to the DF also secretly, privately. He doesn't have the courage to openly talk to her, but he's feeling very bad about it. He's realizing all of that, and the divine feminine is flourishing, has moved on, because she still doesn't care, because she is not seeing anything from his side. All of this is energetic, because he is energetically suffering due to opposite polarity, because at one point in time she had also suffered. And he was the tormentor, and he just could not understand what bad he's done to her, because he was at that point so selfish. Now when he meets his match, he meets a equally or even more selfish person who was so nice and so gentle. He's really repenting, but he's trapped, he is stuck. He feels like he's in a jail, there is no going out, there is nothing. He's just looking like he's feeling very dark, stuck in this. It's like he's obviously going to go through more. If they have had children and if it has been a long association, then even more will happen. So, but he has realized that what I'm into, that is the real mess. What I was into earlier, that was not the mess. I was the mess at that time. So on that note, I'm going to be ending this channeling session. Thank you so much for being there with me. One love and peace out.